You want to measure the width of the river that you're standing in front of? Or do you want to measure the height of the museum building that is there in your town? Well, it is just a simple application of similar triangles, and if you don't know how to do it, this is the video right for you. Let's jump into the video straight away and find out how to do it. Hey guys, my name is Vikas Sharma and I welcome you all on behalf of Exponent to Success. In this video, we are going to learn about real-life examples of similar triangles, or how they help us in measuring something which is right there in front of us, but we find it difficult to do so. For example, let's consider that we have a river. I'll try and draw a river here. Let us assume that there's a tree there on the opposite side of the river, though I'm not very good in art, but let me try my hand at it anyways. And let's say you are standing on this side of the river right here. Now what you want to do is you want to measure the width of the river. You have a measuring tape with you, but you definitely are not a Superman who can fly across the river, or you're not a mermaid or a fish that could swim into the river and find out the width of the river. All you can do is you can walk on this side, on your side of the shore, and see what you can do. Well, there's a simple way of doing it. Let's consider the situation that you're standing right in front of the tree and you start walking away from the tree and you go some distance away. Let's say you go up to a place here, and then what you do is you walk some distance backwards from the river like this, and from that position then you start walking towards the tree. So keeping the tree in your line of vision, you start walking towards the tree. So once you reach the edge of the river, what you can do is you can mark your position there, because that we'll need later. And then let's draw an imaginary line from the tree to the point at which you are standing now. So that's the line, and let's draw another imaginary line from where you were, from your initial position to the tree. Now what we have is two triangles here, and you're at this position right now, and all you have to do is you have to walk this way and measure the distance that you have covered here. Let's say you have covered 15 meters, and then from here you walk this distance and find out what is the length of this. So let's say you have walked 20 meters here, and then you walk this side and you measure the length from here to here. Let's assume that is 45 meters. Well, that's all we need to find out the width of the river, because now what we can do is we can prove that these two triangles are similar to each other and then find the width of the river. So let's say the width of the river is x. We don't know how much it is right now, but we know that the length of this side is 20 and this side is 15. Now let us look at the internal angles also. This is 90 degrees, the one that is there with the edge of the river and the place from where you had turned. This in the bigger triangle is again 90 degrees. And if you look at these perpendiculars, since they are 90 degrees, they are parallel to each other, and since they are parallel to each other, the internal angles of both the triangles, which are called the alternate interior angles, they are going to be equal. So since and obviously the third angle is the vertically opposite angle, they are going to be equal to each other. So according to the AA similarity rule, or the AAA similarity rule, we can say that these two triangles are similar to each other. And from the property of similarity of triangles, we know that the corresponding sides in both the triangles are going to be proportional to each other, or they are going to be in the same ratio. Now let's name these triangles also. Let's say this line is AB and the point where you meet the river is M, and let's say this is line PQ. So what are the corresponding sides? Or let's write the similarity of triangles first. So you start from the 90-degree angle, which is A. So we can say that triangle ABM is similar to, so again you start from the 90-degree angle, go toward the tree, so you can say it is similar to triangle QPM. So the corresponding sides, the ratio of the corresponding sides is that AB over QP should be equal to AM over QM. AB, we know the length of AB is 20 meters. We know the length of QP, we have taken it as X, that is unknown, we don't know that. AM is now 15 meters since we had measured that, and QM is 45 meters. So multiplying both sides of the equation by X, we get, I can simplify that if I want. So 15 goes into 45 3 times. So multiplying both sides of the equation by X, we get 20. Since X here will get cancelled out, is equal to X over 3. And multiplying both sides of the equation by 3, we get X is equal to, because again the 3 and 3 get cancelled out, and therefore X is equal to 60 meters. So you know that the length of the river is now 60 meters. That's how you found out the length of the river without swimming into it, without walking across the river on a bridge, and without anything. All you took is just a point of reference on the opposite side of the river, which is our tree here, and you walked some distance away from where you were, walked a little backwards and measured those lengths and found out the length of the river. Well, let's take a new problem here. Suppose we have a museum building. Let's say that this is the museum building, and let's say that this is you. Now this is a really bad art, so do not judge me for the art that I make, but let's say that this is you. Now we know that the rays of the sun are going to be parallel to each other, so let's say the sun rays are falling on the museum building and they make a shadow of 20 meters. And again the same ray, again the rays of the sun will also fall on you, and since they are parallel to each other, let's say they fall here and they cast a shadow of 1 meter. You know that your height is 1.6 meters. You don't know what is the height of the museum building. Let's assume that to be X. So we know that the shadow of the museum building is 20 meters. Your shadow is 1 meter and your height is 1.6 meters. So this becomes a triangle that you have. This is again a triangle that you have. Again, both of those, since you are standing straight and upright, both of these have to be 90 degrees angles, and since the sun's rays are parallel to each other, these are corresponding angles. These two angles have to be equal. So therefore, by the AA similarity rule, we can say that these two triangles are similar to each other, and once they're similar to each other, we can just find the ratio of the sides and work out the height of the building. So let's say the height of the building is X and the length of the shadow is 20 meters, so X over 20, that should be in the same proportion as your height, which is 1.6, over your shadow length, which is 1. So all you have to do is now is find the value of X, and it's very simple now. All you have to do is multiply both sides by 20. So what you get, 20 and 20 get cancelled out here, and what you get is X, which is the height of the museum building. That should give you 32 meters. Well, all you had was a measuring tape with you, and you found out just by measuring the shadows, which was easier to do so, and you didn't have to climb the walls of the museum building like Spider-Man. You could just find the length of the shadows and guess what the height of the museum building is. And if you really measure, and if you call some engineers to measure the height of the building, or if you see the building plan, you would see that it's very accurately, it's quite spooky actually, that it's going to be accurately 32 meters if the calculation of the shadow length was accurate. Well, we've already covered a couple of problems, and I want to know your comments about it. I want to know what you think about the video so far. What do you think if you go to a family holiday next and you come across a river or a building of which you want to find the height? Will it be easy for you to do so? Well, I think if you apply these concepts, it's going to be quite easy. You don't have to swim across the river, or you don't have to climb the walls of the building. all you have to do is just walk a little distance away from where you are and you make two similar triangles, or measure the length of your shadow, and that's all you need to do, and you find the width of the river or the height of the building. And go into the comment section right now and type interesting in case you find it good so far. So I want to see a full line of interestings there. So just go to the comment section and type interesting. Well, we are coming to the third problem now, and this is last problem for this video. Now let's say there's a factory, and the factory has a conveyor belt which they have installed to take goods up to a certain level. And to install the conveyor belt, what they had done was they had installed a post some distance away, which was actually 8 meters away, and the level to which the goods were being transported was 3 meters. Now what they want to do is they want to extend the conveyor belt and they want to take it to a new height, and the new height that they figured out was 9 meters. What they want to know is that at what distance they should install the new post. The new post has to be 9 meters long, but at what distance should they install it, that they don't know. So let's call that X for the moment. So now how can we find it? How can you help the factory to do it? Well, this is a 90-degree angle right here. This is a 90-degree angle right here. That means this line is parallel to this line, or the posts are going to be parallel to each other. Therefore, this angle is going to be equal to this angle, which happen to be corresponding angles between the parallel lines, and obviously this angle here is common to both the triangles. So obviously both these triangles, the smaller one here and the bigger one here, they are going to be similar. So once the triangles are similar, we know that to find X, all we have to do is we know that the sides are going to be in proportion to each other, the smaller triangle to the bigger triangle. We need to find X, so let's keep that in the numerator. So let's take the bigger triangle first and say the height of the bigger triangle is 8 plus X, and divide that by the height of the smaller triangle, which happens to be 8 meters. That should be proportional to the base of the bigger triangle, which is 9 meters, over the base of the smaller triangle, which is 3 meters. We can simplify that. We can just say 3 goes into 9 3 times. So then we multiply both sides of the equation by 8. So what we get is 8 and 8 get cancelled over here. What we are left with is 8 plus X. That should give you 24. And subtracting 8 from both sides of the equation, 8 and 8 get cancelled. We are left with X is equal to 16. So well, that simply tells us that this X is going to be 16 meters. That is, the post is going to be installed at a distance of 16 meters from the previous post, and it will make sure that if the post is 9 meters long, it will make sure that the conveyor belt reaches the height where the factory wants it. So tell me, how did you like the video? Did you enjoy it? Well, if you did, I would suggest you share it with your friends also, because if you have gained something out of the video, why shouldn't your friends do the same? Suggest the channel to them, share the video with them, share some other videos of this channel with them. Well, I'm a math teacher, and in case you're facing any problems in school, or if you come across a tricky problem which you don't know how to figure out how to solve a particular question, or if you come across any difficult problem which you are finding it tough to do, all you have to do is you can just find my Twitter account, my Facebook account, my Insta account in the description below. Just connect to that, send me a message, or just leave a comment at the end of this video, and I'll be sure to respond to it, and I'll make sure that I help you in solving the same, either through the use of a video, or maybe I'll tell you the steps involved in finding the in solving the question. And in case you still have any problems, we'll be in direct touch with each other. Do not worry about that. And if you are new here and if you haven't subscribed to the channel as yet, this is the right time to do so. You see a subscribe button at the center of the screen. Just click on that and you'll be subscribed to the video, to the channel. And be sure to hit the bell notification also, so that you do not miss any of our future videos. You can watch these videos on the left side as your next videos, and take care and God bless.